Okay, guys, Tom Willis here from Wilco Land LLC, and I want to take a couple minutes to show the access to this property we own in Shasta County. It's about 21.6 acres. The parcel number is 097-320-002. It's a great little lot in Shasta County. We've had some questions about access, and I just want to show you the process that we go through to understand that there is access. I'm going to shrink myself down here. But on Google Earth, you can see there's a lot of traffic on this road, or not a lot, but there's traffic on this road. And I'll just show you. This road right here is a highway, public highway, and it's paved over. So this is a really great road. Oak Run is what it's called. And then right here, you can see there's a turnoff for Estep Ridge Road, which is a gravel road, and it leads through this community. This is the road that most people in this community take to access their properties. You can see there's some cars, some tracks, you know, it's being used. And then there's an additional easement off Estep Ridge Road that cuts over and down, and this is how you access our property that we're selling. So you can see the neighbor right here uses this road. These are all just good signs showing that these roads are being used and all that. The one thing that you should be aware of is that there are a couple, I think there are 3 gates on this road. So it's made some people who are visiting the property, it's made it difficult for them. Occasionally these gates are open. Most of the time they're closed. So that's just something you'll need to work out with the neighbors after you purchase the property. We've heard for the most part, they're super friendly and helpful. But you know, people in these areas put gates up to keep out folks who shouldn't be back there. It's just an extra security precaution. We actually think it adds a lot of value to the property. So nobody who doesn't have a reason to be in the neighborhood can be there. So it's a nice feature, but it does make it difficult to view the property. So my purpose is to show you that in fact there is legal access to the property. You can feel really comfortable with that when you buy it. And then the next steps would be getting keys to these gates, which, you know, obviously there are a number of people who already have those keys, so that shouldn't be an issue. So the first thing I want to show you here is a county tax map. And these are for reference only. They're not official access documents, but they are very handy. And they're a good place to start. So just to get you oriented, this is Oak Run Road right here. I don't know if you can hear my dog scratching in the background, but here's Oak Run Road, public highway, like I said. Here, this little dotted line is Estep Ridge Road. It's a 60-foot wide easement that cuts through this neighborhood. And then there's an additional easement here, 60 feet wide again, that I showed you on Google Earth that cuts over here. So these are documented with the county, and that's a great first step. The next thing we want to make sure is that there are actual deeded easements to these properties, and we also have that information for you. And I'll just walk you through quickly how we review it when we're purchasing so you can feel comfortable. Okay, so what are we looking at here? This is the legal description of the property put together by the title company when we purchased this property. And it describes a couple different things. So this first one is the parcel. So this is parcel 1 is actually the property itself. What this language describes, and this is all public, you can find this information for yourself too. What this describes is the shape of the parcel. So it's describing the perimeter, these outlines, essentially. It's very difficult to read if you're not familiar with the language that surveyors use to describe properties. I've got a blog post about it that tries to walk you through some of this stuff, but essentially you can follow these directions on Google Earth yourself, and it will outline this specific property. So I'm not going to do that right now, but that's what it's telling you. Parcel 2, an easement for road and utility purposes. So this is describing that 60-foot easement, which is actually Estep Ridge Road. So this part is describing this easement that ends in Oak Run Road. Now, again, it's super confusing. This has a lot of numbers in it. You know, numbers like these are called bearings, and they use degrees, minutes, seconds. Again, check out my blog post for how to read this. And then it, you know, so it'll tell you a bearing and then a distance. So it's just describing a line that goes through. This is Estep Ridge Road. Parcel 3 is an easement for road and utility purposes under and across a strip of land 60 feet wide, each side of the described center line. So again, this is another easement. And what this easement is describing is this little spot. So off of Estep Ridge Road, down through here, this dotted line. This easement is describing that particular part. And I actually have another video that I'll include where I go through Google Earth and draw this and show you exactly how I can draw it on Google Earth. You know, if you're interested, it's a 10-minute video and it shows you that. So, but again, this is in the deed and it's all documented. Parcel 4 is another easement. I haven't gone through and drawn this one out. It wasn't as important to show the access. Oh, got a fly, got him. But you know, this is another, there is another easement, but let's focus right here on these three. So what I've basically done, we started from Google Earth and we can see these roads here. We can see that there are, you know, tracks on these roads. There are houses and cars back here. People are using these roads, you know. This neighbor's using it. This neighbor's using it. This neighbor's using it. A lot of people are using these roads. So that's a good sign right off the bat. The next thing for this, you can see that this road's also getting used by this neighbor. So just knowing that there's traffic on that can prove to you that these roads are getting used. There's actually another road right here. I don't know if that, let's see, just see if that's drawn. So that may be drawn right here, but I don't think you've got an easement to access it from that way. So I would stay on Estep Ridge Road this way that I showed you. That's what's described in the deed. So we see it on Google Earth, we see the tax map, and then finally we can go through here and we can actually draw these. We can recreate these parcels. And like I said, I've got another video, but you know, those are 3 pieces of information that you can look at to know that this property has access. So we just want you to feel really comfortable when you're buying from us. And this is the process that we use when we're purchasing the property to know there's access. So good luck and give us a call if you have any questions. All right, thanks everybody.